Good afternoon and welcome to my YouTube Matchbox channel once again. Now, as you all know, I was sent these models over from the continent, and these were all supplied by the same chap in Holland that we know is a internet fraudster, and we are looking to conclusively prove that his bodgery and fakery is not going to be tolerated anymore. As you saw with the two Lincolns I did on the last post, absolutely conclusive proof that they were fake, and you clearly saw how the models were cobbled together and glued together and manipulated using fine sort of dentist or engineering equipment and tools. These models, I also exposed the 53 Zodiac as well. That was a model I didn't have to pull apart. In fact, I have been given permission to pull another one apart, and that's the blue 25 Cortina. The reason I've been requested to do this is because the two Lincolns were pulled apart off camera. And what the victim didn't want is that when it goes to court, the seller could turn around and say, well, that was done off camera. It's not conclusive proof. They're not my models. These are your models. All of them are your models, and you've been supplying fake models for a number of years. And it's not just about fakery; it's internet fraud, which the police will take very, very seriously, and I hope they come down you like a ton of bricks. So that's what we're going to do. Before I attempt to take the model apart, something I want to make you aware of, guys. This is a model I don't really need to take apart to prove to you that it is fake. Now, same as the Lincolns, this is a Communal Garden blue superfast body that has been transposed onto a Communal Garden regular wheel chassis. So two models taken apart, bits changed over, okay, to create a so-called very, 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 very rare item. This is a model that I never ever found, or certainly never found a real one. Never had one as a dealer, never had one as a collector. Okay, there is some doubt whether it actually exists. So to give you some conclusive proof before I try and take it apart, what you need to know about is a bit like the Lincolns, is that on the underside of the roof, okay, whether you can see that, I'm going to get like a little screwdriver here, and I hope this is in focus. Underneath here, okay, where the window glass sits in place, with the superfast models, and you can check this, okay, there is no roof rivet. They omitted it. They shaved it off for the superfast ones because they realised they didn't need the model to be riveted down, and that saves cost on production, and it also saves cost on material costs as well. So you will clearly see that superfast Cortina, blue superfast Cortinas, do not have a roof locating rivet. Okay, I'll prove that to you because here is a Cortina that I have in stock, and if you look under that roof there, okay, hopefully you can see that. If I open the door as well, that might help you see. You can see there is no roof rivet at all, and that is typical of all the blue superfast models. Okay, as you've clearly seen, okay, this fake item is the same as the superfast, so it conclusively proves this is a superfast body transposed onto a regular wheel chassis. Now, funny enough, I didn't have a regular wheel Cortina in stock, believe it or not, although it's quite a Communal Garden model, but I did have one in my play-worn sort of scrap box, if you like, which all us dealers end up getting a bit of play worn in when we buy collections. Okay, so forgive the quality of this one, but you will see here, if I open that door there, now hopefully you can see that. Can you see that rivet underneath that roof there? Now there's 3 versions of this rivet, okay, which Leslie did. The very early ones, okay, will be a flattened rivet, or an unflattened rivet, or a domed rivet. But all the regular wheel castings will have a visible rivet. This one you can see here is an unflattened rivet. It's unpunched because, as I said, you know, it wasn't really necessary to punch that rivet because the interior held the glass into place. Okay, which is why they shaved it off the super fast one. So there's your conclusive proof that regular wheel models have a roof rivet. And I'm also going to refer you to the wonderful Stannard guide, and hope I don't go out of focus. So this is the 25 page out of the Stannard guide, and this shows the 25D regular wheel Cortina, and it confirms it there as well. Here you will see unflattened rivet, flattened rivet, i.e. punched, or a domed rivet, okay, with either an oblong hole in the glass or a round hole. Okay, so a regular wheel Cortina doesn't exist without those features. So there's your proof, just on the casting variations. And as I said before, these scumbags, they're not aware of all these casting variations, and so I'm so pleased to finally get his fakery into my hands. Funny actually, because he actually said to the victim, you know, not to listen to me, which is quite funny. And he said, "Why didn't you get Graham to buy one of my models off him?" Well, I can't, because I challenged you years and years ago, and you blocked me from your eBay account, which I don't give a monkey's about. That's why I didn't buy one from you, you cock. Yeah, but because my YouTube reached out to victims, we now have your fakery here. Now, as for pulling this apart, and if I go off camera I do apologise, but what we need to do here, okay, and as you can see, like on the Lincoln ones, it all looks well to start off with, because we've got an original rivet glued into position. Okay, so unless you actually pull these apart, it's very hard to tell the fate, and this is what he's relied on, is by using real chassis, real bodies, real rivets, and cobbling them together and gluing them together with like a strong dental glue which holds your crown in on your teeth. It's very hard to prove. You have to pull them apart or be aware of these casting differences, which I said about the rivet there. So now you've got to sort of wedge in a screwdriver here between the, oh look, it's actually sort of reasonably, there's a bit of play there. So what we need to do, we need to get that, we need to get the screwdriver in between the body and the chassis here, okay. And I might just damage this slightly, okay. And as I'm pushing quite hard to get that in, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world, guys. And if you don't want to pull your things apart, I don't, you know, you don't have to. So I'm going to try. I'm leaving. There we go. Ah, got it. There we are. See, I've levered that off. If that was a real rivet, that wouldn't have come off. Now, this is the first time this one's been apart, and I guarantee you, we will see evidence of a re-glued rivet. This is now what I'm saying about the glass here. Look, see, guys, no rivet. It's not there. Okay, this means this is a super fast body on a regular wheel chassis, 100%. And here we go. Yeah, and there you can see it. Okay, hopefully we can get in focus enough. There we are. Okay, you will see that the rivet post has been drilled out, countersunked, okay, and the rivet re-glued into place. And you can see the glue line between the rivet post and the top of the rivet. Okay, listen, I've seen a lot of pre-pro models and genuine rivet posts. Okay, they ain't like that. There's not this ridge between there and there. Okay, that doesn't happen. So you can clearly see that glue, that rivet has been glued in. okay. To get that rivet out of that countersunk, okay, is going to be quite difficult. You know, I have to get like a pair of like pliers, okay, and pull that out, but it's going to completely destroy the rivet. But as you've seen before on this Mickey Mouse thing as well, this rivet actually fell out, if you remember, which was quite funny. Okay, so there we are. That conclusively proves that this model again is a 100% fake. Now, there are a few comments from a few people, you know, still sort of doubting and things. But guys, listen, at the end of the day, it actually doesn't make any difference to me. It really doesn't. If you want to keep on buying it, okay, if you want to support this guy, you carry on. As I've kept saying, there's nothing wrong in people creating, you know, a rare model and selling it as a code 3 or selling it as not original. That's fine, but these have been bought at premium. There's thousands of pounds spent here on fakery, and this is the problem.